We were in the US for 2 years, and then we learned a big lesson as well. We failed miserably in the US. We sold nothing. And then we look at the map and say, where is growth happening? And it was Southeast Asia was right and center. So we have to go. It was exciting times, very exciting times. Hello, my name is Sinuhe Arroyo. I am the founder and CEO of TAIGER. Becoming an entrepreneur was a natural path for me, given my personality, and I want to be my own boss. I don't think I'm going to be very successful in the corporate life because of my personality. So I decided, look, I'm going to go out, I'm going to build my own business. And I was extremely naive. I thought, in a couple of years, I'm going to build this, I'm going to sell it next one. Well, guess what? This is still the first one, right? And that is already 10 years ago. We are trying to free the human intellect. So we build technology that allows to read documents and extract data from those documents just like a human would do, to complete processes like claims or for insurance or onboarding for credit cards, anything that you can imagine that involves document reading and extracting of some data to complete some workflow. You don't have to do that anymore as a person. Let the software do it. Invest your time into something that is more value creating for yourself and for your business, right? So in that sense, we are freeing the human intellect. I started in Austria. We did 3 years in Austria. We did a small funding for 100,000 euro. We had our first product, the search engine. And with that, we tried to go to the US to sell it. We were in the US for 2 years, and then we learned a big lesson as well. So you might have bad product, bad technology, but good marketing. You're going to be okay. But the other way around, probably not. So we failed miserably in the US. We sold nothing for 2 years. And then we look at the map and say, where is growth happening? Because companies like us need growth, need open-minded, need people willing to try. And it was Southeast Asia was right and center. So we have to go. So then we started to look and say, where are we going to go? Singapore was actually the right choice for us. Chicago Boot had a campus here. I was able to connect very rapidly with colleagues, and that allowed me to establish, business. Then that led us to win one of the tenders for HDB. We won another tender for AGC, and then we won another tender for PMO. 2015 was an amazing year. Every big things are small beginnings, and those small beginnings oftentimes are not easy. Starting something from the ground up is not super easy, especially if you don't have a ton of resources. But I think setting up in Singapore was particularly easier compared to Austria and Spain in the US before that. And here we found the right infrastructure to grow. I always give the same analogy. A company, a tiger, is a seed, and you can plant the seed in a fertile soil, and it grows strong and healthy, or you can plant the seed in the desert, and it will wither and die. So we found that fertile soil for TAIGER here and all those companions that are helping us to build the business. Building a business is not Sinuhe is the CEO, Sinuhe is the founder, Sinuhe built a business. No, that is not the case. You need your ecosystem, you need your infrastructure, you need your partners, your government agencies that help in their capacity. Conference or events like Suites that give us the opportunity to share the mission and vision of TAIGER to so many people. Suites is also a tremendous asset to find and attract talent, something that for companies like us is the bread and butter, right? I always say the same. Startup is not about technology, it's about people. Without people, without the right talent, technology is irrelevant. No one will build that technology. Singapore has built something that we are very privileged, we are very thankful to be part of, and that is helping us to achieve the mission and vision of TAIGER, but also my personal dream of building a truly global company. The last 5 years since we've been here, we've made more progress than all the 5 years before, and for me the best part is still ahead of us, it's still up and coming.